Hello, everyone. Hi. You probably have a lot of questions right now. Are people getting promoted right now? Is this a time to actually advance my career? Or is it a time that I should just buckle down, focus on my work, survive, and wait this thing out? I am Stacy Mayer. I am a coach for corporate leaders who want to get promoted into senior level leadership roles. And I am on a mission to get 1,000 managers promoted every single year. The work you do now sets you up for that promotion 6 months from now. And I'm going to show you how that is. Think of it this way. I have hypothetically a client named Susan, and Susan is a vice president at her organization. She's really great at the work that she does. She's amazing. She always gets high marks on her performance reviews. Everybody loves being around Susan. But here's the thing, when we first started working together, she was glanced over for a promotion opportunity. Here's how it played out. She worked hard. She kept her head down. She thought that everybody around her knew that she was going to get promoted. They knew exactly what she wanted to do next. Of course, she wanted to get promoted. Who wouldn't want to get promoted? But instead, she focused on her work rather than advocating for herself, rather than putting her work out into the world so that people on the executive team knew the work that she was doing. So when it came time to actually hire for the level directly above her, they looked outside. Her boss actually told her, you know what, you actually don't want that job. Don't worry about it. It's okay. So they found somebody else and they brought that other person in. Well, the good news is that forced her to actually hire me as a coach so that she didn't repeat the same mistake over and over and over again. And then we buckled down and we got to work so that we can figure out, okay, where were the places that she missed out on opportunities? What can she do better next time so that she can actually set herself up for success 6 months from now? That is what I want for you. If you're watching this live, please say, oh, hi, Hema. It's so good to see you. Yes, say hi. I want to hear from you. Here's another metaphor so that I want to make sure that you really understand why it's so important to lay the foundation. So you might be somebody who enjoys fixing up your house. Now you're in your house a lot right now. And maybe the things that you're thinking about are painting the walls, or wouldn't it be nice to get new cabinets or something like these sort of aesthetic things, these quick wins. And perhaps, I think I'm actually, I say perhaps, but this is like what happens in my relationship is that my husband's like, you know what we need to do next? We need to retrofit our house. And that means is prepare for earthquakes. And it's not glamorous, it's not pretty, it's the hard work, but it's the foundation that sets our house up to actually survive in an earthquake. So, what I want you to do now during this time of crisis is actually be laying the foundation so that you can survive and thrive during this time. And then the pretty colors go on the walls, and you'll have your beautiful cabinets, and you'll have all of those other things that come along with getting a promotion, like a higher salary or increased responsibility, or actually more time with your family because you're not so worried about proving yourself all of the time. The managers that are thriving right now are the ones who are prepared for crisis, that they understand that crisis is just a part of the job description. They understand how to look for worst case scenarios. Now, if you don't feel like you're thriving right now and you feel like you're barely getting by, but you kind of have an inkling that you wish that you could do it, you wish you could break out of this cycle, whatever is happening to you, then I have a few examples for you. And I'm going to show you right now how you can actually prepare yourself, how you can lay that foundation for success 6 months from now. So, number one, I want you to make sure that you understand what your long term vision is. Get super, super clear. So, if you want to be a senior vice president, even if you want to be CEO someday, why do you want to be CEO? That vision hasn't changed. That dream in your heart, that dream to be a people leader, that dream um, to have more responsibility, to be involved in conversations at work, that dream has not changed just because of our external circumstances. Maybe you're laid off right now. That doesn't mean that your vision to actually get a job that's a better job than you had before isn't completely possible for you and actually more likely right now. So just get super, super clear on your long term vision. Number two, I want to make sure that you have very, very specific and very targeted communication with people. Make sure that you know in every type of engagement that you're having, what is the outcome? What do I want to achieve by having this conversation? So if it's a conversation with your boss and it's just a weekly one on one, and normally you just check in about your tasks, maybe throw in something that you're actually learning about yourself right now. Many leaders are learning how to become high performance leaders. They're learning how to handle crisis. They're learning how to motivate their teams. I want you to start sharing what you're learning with your boss. I want you to ask your boss tougher questions. Ask for feedback. Say, what can I be doing better right now to help you, to help you with your mission? Understand what her vision is, what her best case scenario is, what she's working on right now, so that you can figure out how what you're doing really aligns and complements that. I want you to start leaning in instead of leaning out, instead of just trying to survive. Because here's the thing, when you are actually involved in these conversations and you are having more targeted communication, you actually start feeling better. You feel more motivated. You feel more inspired to take action. When you're just having check ins about your tasks and the tasks that you're working on, and then you go, well, I was going to say you go home. We don't even go home. We just kind of transition into the next room. When you transition into the next room, it feels really heavy because that's all you're doing with your family, too. But imagine, even with your family, like I've learned this for myself during this time, is that when I really show up, even for 15 minutes with a plan for my children, I have a 3 and a 4 year old. When I really focus on what can we do in circle time today, and I just actually ask myself, what is the best outcome for circle time? It goes so much better. I feel more fulfilled, as opposed to when I just show up and I'm like, "Oh, we're going to meet in the morning and we're going to kind of like I'm going to try and engage the kids and I'm going to try and figure out something." It always goes awry. And that's how you might be showing up at work right now. So I'm encouraging you to have more targeted, more focused communication. And the number three way that you're going to set and lay that foundation for success in the future is to have a willingness to grow, to have growth as one of your core values, to really understand what it's going to take to make it to that next level of leadership and know that it requires discipline. It requires courage. It requires a willingness to fail. When we create a step by step plan and we actually move forward in that plan, it's kind of weird. It's like, oh, wait, the plan's working. Well, you know what? There is actually a formula to get promoted. There is. There is a way that you can be in control of your career destiny. There is a way that you can be more fulfilled at work. Many high performance and extraordinary leaders have paved the path before you. I have learned this way. I coach my clients through that way, and it happens quick. It doesn't have to take 6 months, but what you need to do is you need to start today. And amongst this crisis, instead of just trying to survive, instead of just getting by, this is a chance for you to try something different. So if you do these things, if you create the long term vision for yourself, if you have really focused and targeted communication, and you have the willingness to grow, if you do this seriously and create this plan for yourself over the next 6 months, I promise you, you will not only be set up to succeed, to get promoted in the next 6 months, but you will be happier in the process. Just like I talked about with circle time, when we have a plan, when we feel like we're making forward progress, when we don't feel like things are just happening to us and we have some semblance of control in our life, we feel happier. If this work is interesting to you and you want to go even deeper in it, I have a live webinar that I'm doing next week and you can register for it. It's how the biggest career jumps are made during a time of crisis. Sign up at stacymayer.com/crisis webinar. I'm going to put it right here in the comments. If you have any questions as you're watching this, if you're watching the replay um, or you just like thoughts come up or you feel like this isn't going to work for you or whatever comes up for you as you're watching this, please write them in the comments. I will respond to every single person who asks me a question. I really want you to be one of those 1,000 managers that gets promoted this year. I have no doubt that if you are a part of my community and you have that willingness to grow, that willingness to go for something bigger, I have no doubt in my mind that you will find a way to get there. And I would love to help you. Sign up for my webinar and hopefully I'll see you there next week. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.